Welcome to the Unfiltered Duo podcast. I'm Carrie,
And I'm Cheryl.
and this is how the unfiltered chaos makes sense. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Carrie.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Good. Anything super exciting?
We went to an air show.
Yeah, well, we went to the air show too. It was just
Well,
not at the same time.
just not at the same time. Y'all went to the second day.
Yes. No, that was a lot of fun. We brought the whole family with us.
Aw,
Yeah, it was so great.
we did. Well, minus Kylie, because she's
Yeah.
not in town. But yes.
Yeah. No, the planes they're so cool. And like we saw the Thunderbirds, and I mean, the fighters are loud, but definitely we brought earplugs for the Thunderbirds.
We did not. I was underestimating it. It's been a long time since I went to an air show. So, and like we lived on an air base that was a training base. So we heard planes all the time. And so I was like, nah, we're fine. And not the case this time. If they get too close to you, they're super loud.
They're
Um,
very loud, and they do it on purpose.
yeah,
They purposefully
they'll
make
have
it
one
loud.
sneak up on you. You'll be watching one thing and it's like whoop, from the back.
Yeah. No, I bet they love doing it.
And there's a Netflix documentary too about the Thunderbirds. Not sure if you watched it. We watched it, but it's very interesting. So,
Okay. Yeah, I'll put that on my list because I've been into documentaries lately.
hmm
Speaking of documentaries, it's kind of our topic for this evening.
I love documentaries.
Yes, and we're your classic millennial women who also like true crime.
Yes,
So, documentaries, true crime leads us to this podcast.
which is also the question. I know my husband asked this. He's like, you hate scary movies, but you'll watch like something that's based on a true story of how it went down and you sleep at night just fine. And I was like, I don't know. I, I don't know why it's different, but jump scares are not my thing.
Well, you don't act like true crime, you don't actually see the crime happening.
Mm,
Like, it's not,
that's
I
true.
mean,
It's not in the action of the moment.
right, where,
So it's just like you're hearing about it. You're not witnessing the craziness or the violence or the jump scares
right.
and the
So,
music that goes along with that. Like,
right.
I close my eyes before it even happens. I'm like, let me know whenever it's done.
Yep, I close my eyes or I start scrolling on something. Like I don't have to watch the crazy things happen.
Mm-mm.
So true, that's why true crime is different for me. I'm not actually watching. I'm watching the investigation and how they figured it out.
Yeah. I do like how they figure it out. I like even as a teenager, I always watched Snapped,
Mm-hmm.
which also made like red flags, I think, to Scott because he was like, why are you watching about all these women that murder their husband and you're just calculating like what not to do? I was like, never looked at it from that situation, but okay, maybe.
Well, sure. It's also just entertainment.
It is.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about the disappearance of Susan Powell from Utah.
Yes.
Because that is a case that I learned. I followed it kind of as it unfolded, but it's
Okay.
new to you.
So I remember them talking about it in the media. I remember hearing about it, but not diving deep into it, I
Mm.
guess you'd say. So this go around when you brought it up and I looked it up and saw some of the clips, I was like, oh, I do remember this,
Yeah.
but I didn't know everything that happened. So then I went down that rabbit hole of like trying to figure out like what has happened, what's the most recent information, like that happened in 2009. So we're looking at a long time now, like what's happened.
Yeah.
And there's still not even answers.
There isn't. There's a lot of mysterious things still kind of around this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be questions that I think will be forever unanswered. And
And that's unfortunate for the family
it is.
because I can't imagine just knowing that that person never reappeared. You don't have the closure of, even if you don't have a casket, but like if they're cremated or like something that you know they are there, they've
Yeah,
been found kind of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah. I think we need to introduce Susan Powell to everyone.
Okay.
She was a mom of two little boys. The boys are Charlie and Braden, and Braden was born in 2007.
Yes.
So I don't know if you saw that, but
So I actually calculated Charlie was born in 2005. Braden was born, I think, at the end of 2007. So my kids were born in 2005 and to the beginning of 2008. So very similar in
very similar.
age.
But yeah, so you would have definitely been around. And she was born in 1981. And
Okay.
so she was definitely
So I'm an
part.
84. So, like, definitely in our age
Yeah, we would have been in high
generation.
school together. So, yeah. And they lived in West Valley City, Utah at the time. And that's where, I mean, I have friends that live in West Valley City. So definitely like it,
I bet it still is something that's talked about today there.
I
I
would,
would think.
yeah. And the Mormon world is very small. Like when you play that Kevin Bacon game, like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, like somebody who's like 6 people away from Kevin Bacon. The Mormons were normally only like 1 to 2 people away from each other.
Oh.
Like the Secret Lives of Mormon
Mm.
Wives, those ladies, I'm only one step away from them. Like I have friends like they come up on my like
People you
people
may
I
know.
should know, yeah, kind of a thing.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it is, and then I'm not their contemporary either. Like they're a decade younger than we are.
Right.
So it's just like I know
Who know?
people who are friends with them.
Right. Like, who knows who? Yeah.
So anyway, the Mormon world is very, very small. And like my one of my mission companions, she loved to play that game. And it drove me crazy because she was always like, "Oh, I know your neighbor," or "Oh, I know
Uh,
this person and I know this person." And I grew up in Ohio, so literally like I didn't have as many connections as that. But now that I've gotten to know a lot more people, yeah, it's a very small world.
yeah, that'd be like a red flag if somebody started talking to me like that. I'd be like, meh, nah, I don't need to talk to you. You are obviously digging too far in. I have nothing to hide, but you also are becoming very creepy at the same time.
Yes. So, do you want to talk about a little bit about how she went missing and how they reported it? Did you read much about that?
So I did.
Okay.
So reporting her missing, it actually was reported all of them were missing
Mm-hmm.
because the daycare worker, which thank goodness, like she saw that as uncommon and tried to reach out, hey, like, are you coming? Is something wrong? Is somebody sick? Just want to check in. Like, that's a really good thing to do. So then she located like the sister-in-law, so Josh is the husband, so located the sister-in-law and the mother-in-law and got them involved. They went to the house, like they thought something was wrong. Cops broke the window, like nobody's to be found. It had been snowing, no tracks.
No tracks.
So it's like, where did they go?
Yeah.
Which has got to be scary. Like, where are they? Why didn't they tell somebody?
Mm-hmm.
So that right there, and then he just shows up like, what? I didn't know she was missing. I've been on a camping trip since midnight
Yeah, in the winter,
with my small children.
because like the day she disappeared was like December 6th, December 7th in Utah, which it's notorious. Like Utah prides itself in the best snow in the world for skiing.
Right.
Like it's cold in Utah.
Well, why would you go tenting anyways?
Yeah.
Like that was the thing is he was like, we went tent camping. Tent camping with
Tent
children?
camping.
I wouldn't even tent camp for myself.
And I don't even like doing it during the summer when it's warm. There's no way you're going to convince 2 little kids that it's a great idea to go camping.
And what mom, like, I would be fighting Scott if he was like, I'm going to take the kids camping at midnight. I'd be like, no, no, no,
I
no.
don't know.
If you want to go another time, it's cool, but midnight, we got stuff to do tomorrow. That was a Sunday. Nah, you gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't leaving with the kids.
Yeah. No, it like absolutely so many red flags are popping up right away
Yeah,
with the daycare workers being like, where are the boys?
right.
Like red
And
flag.
I think that's a good standard for all daycares, though, that I think they should have that. That
Mm-hmm.
if it's a full-time child and they have not been notified that the child is not going to show up, it'd be no different than if they went to school.
Yeah,
Like somebody would at least notify and say child is absent. Like
100%.
I'm glad that the lady did it.
Yes. So definitely, I think a
Because if that would not happen, how long would it have taken? Or who would have even known that they were missing?
mm, yeah, it would have
And what
taken a
could
lot
he have
longer.
said to get away with twisting the story if nobody caught on?
Yeah,
But he was an idiot anyway. She had to go to work on Monday, so I fully believe that she went with him.
yeah. And I mean, so then, I mean, the daycare worker even went as far to call like Josh's mother and sister.
They were the emergency contacts.
Yeah.
So she obviously felt like this is very uncommon. Plus, like Susan had already been telling people though too, like that, well, they saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Like picking up the kids from daycare was very difficult. They only had one vehicle. There was
Mm-hmm.
times that the daycare teacher would, caregiver would end up taking her and the kids home
Yes.
because they didn't have a way. So she knew that none of this is normal.
Yeah. So the mom and sister called the police,
Mm-hmm.
and the police went to break into the Powell's house, and they found nothing except a fan was blowing.
I think it was like two fans
Yeah, two fans were blowing.
in the middle of winter
Yeah, and on a wet spot.
on a wet spot. Like, why you?
Yeah, and I've seen reports saying it was on the carpet and a couch. So I've seen both. I'll have
Yeah,
to go back and definitely like fact check which one it was or if it was both. But yeah,
yeah. I
kind of
thought, well, the
odd.
couch and the carpet were
Yeah.
both sampled.
Mm-hmm. So yes, definitely a lot of red flags
Mm-hmm.
popping up so very early
Right,
into the disappearance of Susan.
right. And he wasn't even concerned whenever he did come home with the kids. He was like, hey, like, oh, I didn't know she was missing. Who doesn't react and be like, what do you mean that she's missing? Did she not go to work? Like, I would have had 101 questions
Right.
about what are you talking about?
Yeah. And I guess um she like Susan also left a paper trail behind,
Mm-hmm.
which had I don't like
Well, she went deep into it because she
she
already wanted to get a divorce, had already talked to a divorce attorney. She made a safe deposit box
mm-hmm.
with a handwritten note. Like she even pointed out, if I go missing or anything happens, it is not a mistake. I would
Yeah.
not leave my boys. Like I would not. So she knew that he was capable of
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah.
I would never go to that length unless I really felt a threat. And that's what's sad is with domestic violence. Like when you're in that situation, you do feel like that there's no way out, but yet, like you stay, but you're also worried about yourself.
Yeah. And she definitely, I mean, she wrote in her notes that there was extreme turmoil in her marriage.
Yep.
And like she didn't like if she wanted a divorce, she couldn't see her way out of it. She couldn't
Right.
see her way through that divorce.
She even told a coworker, like, he'll find me because the coworker was like, oh, well, he doesn't know where I live. Like, I can help you. She was like, no, he'll find me.
Yeah, I mean, she was afraid that he would hurt her. She maybe he even, I mean, I there's a lot of speculation on other things, so I guess I won't speculate, but definitely she pointed fingers at him.
Oh, definitely. And I'm glad that she made. All right, let's time out for a minute. So, in Mormon religion, from what I've understood, is journaling is like a big thing.
Yes, it's very encouraged to journal.
which I think is very healthy.
Hmm.
However, if you're going to commit crimes, you should not be journaling.
No,
The journal entries that I listened to about this, because what is it? Cold
yeah,
is
the
the
Cold
name.
podcast,
Yes,
which I listened to that a few years ago, and I will say he did an excellent job with the
he
Cold
did.
podcast. Very well
Oh,
done.
I listened to every bit of it,
Yeah,
and
that's.
I was like, wow.
Hmm.
Um, the fact of the journals from him and her,
Hmm.
when you gather those together, first off, he was an idiot
Yeah.
for he would voice journal, he would hand journal, he would make her scan stuff in for his journals, which I think is weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Um, if you're going to commit a crime, you should not be journaling.
No.
I'm not telling people how to go do something, but that would be my first thing that I would not be doing.
Well, and like,
And we'll get into the father-in-law later, Josh's dad.
uh,
Him journaling too was a big,
yeah,
like, he threw himself underneath the bus.
yeah, that, I mean, the whole situation there, I have a lot of questions about the father-in-law. I don't know.
And I ain't trying to pick on Mormon people, but that voice that he has, because they have some of the voice recordings and how he sounds. I even text you. I was like, is there like a class that Mormons go to like, I
There
feel
is.
like a
It's called
lot.
MTC.
Oh my gosh. So they all sound the same. Like the tone, it's like they have to be taught the tone and the speed of your voice. And uh, there's so much calculation that goes into that that I'm like, you're like a robot.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting.
No,
But anyways,
definitely.
I'll get off that wagon.
That's a rabbit hole for you. I
Yes.
mean, I sent you
Why?
some.
I've already went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I was like, oh Jesus. But
No.
I didn't know it actually had a name. You didn't tell me that much.
Well, that's a inside joke for any Mormon that's going to listen to this.
Oh, well, there's definitely something going on because the men do have separate classes than the women. I'm pretty sure that there's something in there because the women I don't think sound as much the same.
No,
But the men definitely have like a certain voice.
this there. Well, the women we call it a primary voice because they always sound like they're talking to children. It's very. I don't love it. I don't love it at all. It's too
Like a teacher voice.
not even a teacher voice. It was like the women have to be seen as like so soft and so sweet and just like holier than thou to lead you into it. I can definitely switch into it if you would like me to start
No,
talking
no,
like
thank
that.
you.
I could, it's 100% still in there.
Actually, let's do it.
Cheryl, today we're going to discuss lots of things that might be upsetting for you.
Like that's why I think even the guys though, and I
Yeah.
know we're getting off on a tangent, but even the guys, like if I had to go to church and listen to that monotone, I'll say even the churches that I've attended, like from a Baptist side,
Mm-hmm.
if they're monotone, I'm out.
Oh, well, yeah, you should just
I,
listen.
I can't do it.
No, it's
Like
rough.
you gotta keep my attention, and my attention is very short, and that
Mm-hmm.
voice puts me to sleep.
Yes. So, okay,
All
gotta
right.
rewind a little bit.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
did
yeah.
we leave off? So the police broke into the house. There were fans blowing.
Yeah, because
Nobody
they
was
were
there.
actually worried about carbon monoxide because there was something wrong, I think, with the heater.
Mm-hmm.
And she had complained, like, was talking about it to either a coworker or maybe the daycare worker. Somebody she had talked about, like, they needed to service it or I don't know, something. So they did get worried that maybe they had died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but they break in. They find kind of an odd scene, you know,
Yeah.
but at that point, they don't have a search warrant for anything beyond like a welfare check. But it seems odd to them. But later that night, that's when Josh and the boys return home
Yep.
and the police take him in for questioning.
Did you listen to the police recording of, like, he insisted that the kids came with him? They
Yeah.
were a pawn.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted them to interrupt as much as possible, and he took so much time to address them. And all right, first and foremost, if my husband, if I came home and he was missing, first off, I'm gonna call somebody
Mm-hmm.
and be like, I need you to watch the kids, like, Scott's missing. I gotta go to the police department. I gotta get started. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would go to the police department. I would talk to them, tell them everything that I knew. I would actually give them all of my devices. I'd be like, go check my house, like, do whatever you need to do. Like,
Yeah.
my life is open. You go for it.
Yeah. Like
You're wasting my time because I need to be out there looking for him.
yeah, go find my missing.
Not one time in any of the interviews was he wanting to go look for her.
No.
And I was like, that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you don't need to go look for her.
No, not at all. He knew. But like he was not good at covering his own tracks. He
Mm-mm.
pointed all his own fingers at himself too. But why the police didn't get it? That's what I'm still questioning after reading and listening to Cold podcasts. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the police dropped the ball so much on this one.
I think that they could have had a head start that they didn't get. Um, well, like the sister called the police because he was like supposed to go in to talk to them like the next day again. And he was like cleaning, doing laundry. The mom was helping. And she was like, should we be doing this? Like, I don't think that this is necessary. Plus, he was like running late. He was past due to be there.
Yeah,
No, that's something's wrong. She knew right then, like, something's wrong if you're not making that a top priority.
very
And
much.
why are you cleaning this? So she
Mhm.
calls the police and tells them and says, hey, should we even be cleaning anything? Thank God she did, is because they're like, yeah, that's fine. And then, like, 5 minutes later, the cops show up.
Hello, knock, knock, knock. Um, but yeah. So the fact that okay, so forensic.
So during that interview, they finally got the boys, though, away from him. And I guess a child psychologist, don't quote me on who talked to him, somebody talked to him, the children, the oldest one especially. And he even said, Mommy went with us camping and she didn't come back. She stayed with, what was it, the crystals, the gems.
Yeah,
And I was like, kids are a good source.
they are.
You got to take it with a grain of salt. He did talk about dinosaurs, which let me tell you, I joined in case anybody from her family is watching. Um, her family and friends do have a Facebook page,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked to join it because I do want to figure out and like I don't know, piece together anything that could help them find her.
Right.
And so on there, someone mentioned an exact spot, which I don't know what happened with it, and I need to probably go down the rabbit trail of figuring out like whatever happened to it. But it was a location that there is like a dinosaur exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he took the rental car and did like 800 miles, the girl calculated if he left the airport, how to get there, how to return back, and it was 700 and I think 60.
Yeah.
And she was like, this may be like a spot to be looking at, which I found really interesting because that could be a spot to be looking at
Yeah.
because it kind of makes sense.
Yes.
I'll see if I can find it and I'll tell you the exact location.
Okay.
But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So definitely, yeah, I feel like we're kind of jumping all over the place. So we're going to reference like the Cold podcast again because he
Yeah,
did a lot of really good deep dive into this.
for sure.
Because like when they start like interviewing the kids, and the kids are so little, and
They
you know
are.
they're 5 and 7 when this happens, and I work at an elementary school, and yeah, like getting information on a 5 and 7 year old's not the easiest
I
thing.
don't think they were 5 and 7. No, no, because the first one was born in 2005. She disappeared in 2009. He
Oh,
was
so
4,
4.
and then the other one was like a year old too.
Oh.
Like he was a baby.
Oh, so maybe they were older when,
Like later on, they do get older,
yeah.
or really, I don't even think they ever see a birthday of what you just said because
Well, no, because it was 2012 when the
oh
end
yeah, yeah, yeah.
happened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, they hit. Yeah,
Shoshan Ice Caves. I think that's how you pronounce it.
yeah, because
But those brochures were found in his vehicle, and
Mhm.
then a lot of the like stuff makes sense.
Well, and then like the biggest thing that I got stuck on when I was really like listening to the other podcasts and researching myself was the fact that he had her cell phone
Oh, I know.
in the van.
And even the cop was like, he turned white, like, why do you have it in a secret compartment in the console? But you called it when you were headed back home as a cover up, but yet it's in the console.
Yeah.
No.
I just that was the thing that
And the thing is it's like,
got me
shouldn't that
so
be enough to arrest somebody? But it's not
no.
because it's not concrete evidence that they did something. And that's what sucks is you know good and well, like something ain't adding up, but you don't have a ground to
No.
arrest them.
So I bet like I hope the cops were just as frustrated as everyone else.
I'm sure they were because they were trailing him and his dad, like putting trackers on their vehicles. Like they were trying.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that they weren't trying. I just wish that they would have been a little bit more proactive in the beginning of getting those like search warrants and like
Yeah.
keeping up with him when they were searching the van and then he disappeared and got an Uber to go to the airport to
Mm-hmm.
rent a car that he drove up 800 miles on. Where is he going?
Yeah.
Like, that was your chance. Like, I don't know if he went back to make sure all of his bases were covered. And by the way, why do rental cars not have like a GPS on them, maybe?
I wonder if that's a privacy thing.
You're renting a vehicle from a company. You don't have privacy. That's not your vehicle.
I don't know. I could see where people are like, no, I can do whatever I want. Like
Yeah,
this.
but the only instance that it would become relevant is if you're committing a crime. So if you're not committing a crime, what does it matter?
I don't know. But like I mean
Food for thought.
my friends lived in Bethesda at one point and they got their car stolen. And I mean, the people went on a joyride with it. They found it the next morning. It was completely trashed.
Ugh,
So, like, you could steal a car and go do bad things with it just as much as you can rent a car and do bad things with it.
true, true.
So, who knows?
Yeah, but he probably would not have stole a car.
No, I don't think he would have stolen.
That would have been a red flag. So he was like, "Eh, I'll go rent one because they have my only vehicle, so I'm just gonna go rent one."
Yeah.
Did you like back up before like she disappeared? Did you see that like he removed her from access to the checking account?
No.
Yes. So they had a joint checking account. She was like the breadwinner basically because didn't really have steady work.
Mm-hmm.
And he removed her from that checking account from having access. And he would only give her so much money per week for like her and the kids, for groceries, blah, 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 etc. And then she didn't know what he was doing. He was buying all kinds of like, I say toys, computer things, the remote control cars, like stupid stuff that he didn't need to be spending.
Yeah. No, it was, I mean, I lost a lot of, I mean, Josh Powell, I don't think he had much respect of anyone prior to this instance.
What about the girl before Susan though? Did you read about her?
Mm-hmm.
So she knew whenever she saw him on the news. She wasn't like shocked, I guess you'd say,
No.
because of how he was with her. She just got away. And I
Right.
think that's the reason why Josh was like pushing that he had like they got married within what, 3 months?
Yeah, that's not unusual
I
with the
understand
Mormon
from a
culture.
Mormon
Like,
culture, but to a point, I feel like if he was pushing and pushing, like the family said, obviously she wasn't 100% on board if she wasn't pushing also.
yeah, but here's the thing with like Mormon culture, and I've seen it time and time again, where Mormons aren't allowed to have premarital sex.
Right.
And so a lot of the bishops, if the bishops think the couples are more willing to like have premarital sex, the bishops will counsel them to get married before. And so the couples are like, "Oh, okay, so we need to get married quickly so we can continue
Jesus
to do this."
Christ.
So yeah, so I mean there could be blame on the bishop for overlooking some of what Josh was doing that wasn't in
Maybe.
line with the standards and push them to get married.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That could be.
I mean, hands down, it happens a lot. And the people who I know did that, like,
They end up probably
they
divorced because they
do.
got pushed into it.
Well, yeah, I have friends growing up that if they hear this, they know who they are. But if you don't, you don't know who they are.
You don't know.
But she was pregnant when they got married in the temple.
Oh, so it was like almost like a cover.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew somebody that got pregnant and then they got married.
Yeah.
It was, it didn't matter religiously, but it was like, oh, you're pregnant, you should get married. Like
Yeah.
they're not together today.
No,
So
they're not
I'm
together.
like,
No.
oh,
I mean,
what
they
did
went
that
on.
show you?
Yeah, this couple went on to have three more kids. So they ended up with four kids and then they were divorced. So, yeah, I mean, not a happy situation to force people to get married when
No.
just because you have sex with someone doesn't mean you get married with them.
You
But
gotta test drive that car before you commit to it.
yeah, there's
I
not.
ain't signing on that dotted line until and I know that sounds awful, and probably a lot of my family
Yeah.
or, anybody else is going to have a different opinion. But you know what? My marriage has lasted 20 plus years at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously I did right by what I did. It may not be right in everybody's eyes, but you know what? We're still here.
Yes.
And so if I would have jumped into marriage at the beginning, I don't know how that would look today.
No,
So,
I know. It's a fine line between like religion and culture
yeah,
and like how you were raised and or how you should be. It's like
right.
there's this muddy middle ground
Mm-hmm.
where I think a lot of the turmoil happens in a lot of relationships, which I mean, unfortunately, Susan got the wrong end of the deal on this one.
Yeah.
Like, I really wonder, like, she didn't seem to have a happy marriage. She probably really loved her boys.
And I think that she even said in the journals, if you listen to Cold podcast, they even have like someone reading her journals, and she does want it to work. She wants everything to stay good. She wants to work it out. She wants to go to therapy. And like he was very pushed back. And for any man that's listening to this, if you're not willing to go to therapy because you think that you're better than that, just be ready for divorce papers because that's the quickest way to push a woman away is by not willing to work on it. And
And what kind
that's
of,
my 2 cents.
yeah, no, I agree. Because what kind of man are you if you want your woman like living in fear of you?
Mm-mm.
Like, who are you to let her live like that? You're not supporting her. If she's afraid of you,
God, no, he wasn't.
no.
Like after I listened to all that about the money, like he literally had her as a money bag
Mm-hmm.
and drove them into $200,000 in debt and they filed bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, if all of a sudden I found out that man Scott filed bankruptcy because he was over the accounts and everything, do you know? I'd be on the 5 o'clock news right there, center.
Yeah.
I would show my ass.
Horrible. Anyway, like a
But
deepest
that's also for
sympathy.
women to stand up for themselves, and you need to know your financial obligations. You need to know what bills are there, how much is owed, keep up with your shit because you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-mm. And I mean, yeah,
Oh,
just
and the life insurance policies.
yes.
I was like, that?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, that's a sign.
Yeah,
If I was
definitely.
her, I'd be like, why are you rushing me to up my policy.
Right. So, no, I just, a lot of this is very, very sad. And everything points to someone doing it that is very intimate to Susan. And
Yeah.
again, like we could have prevented the boys' deaths by diving deeper and making sure we got the guy who did it, kind of a thing.
So let's kind of like move a little bit more forward
Yeah.
on this. So, one of the things that I found interesting, two things. So, the oldest son was old enough to kind of know things going on at the time that happened in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
First thing is he told them, Mommy went with us and she didn't come back with us. She's with the crystals.
Yeah.
All right. First thing. Second thing that he said was later on, it was to a daycare worker or a church worker. One or the other, like talking about she was dead. Why does your child think that their mom is dead? I don't know. I've never been put in that situation. Maybe it's easier to like maybe move forward with your child um by maybe saying she's in heaven, and kind of move forward.
Mm-hmm.
But that was another thing. Oh, and then he was interviewed again later on during the custody battle, and he kept saying that he didn't want to talk about her and that he didn't have to say anything. Like, very much like statements from a child that age, they were coached.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hear that.
No.
So for him to be saying things like that, oh, and then evidently dad got in his ear or grandpa, I don't know, but he was at daycare, I think it was, and or school. And one of the kids wanted to be friends with him, and he was like, "No, I will come to your house and kill you in the middle of the night." And so the teacher, counselor, whoever like talks to him and was like, "Why would you say that?" And
Yeah.
he was like, "Because they're Mormon." I was like, "Okay, you've heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody has put that in your brain." So that was like another red flag for me for him is which I know.
Well, even like during the custody battles, when Josh was fighting to get custody back of the kids from, Susan's parents, like they ordered evaluations on Josh because of things they found during the investigation of Susan's disappearance.
Right.
And it's just like, why couldn't they have used any of that to look deeper into him? Look deeper, like
Yeah.
use those things to figure it out. Like I don't know. I go back to somebody should have figured this
Because
out.
if they didn't think he was fit to have his kids, you have to think that he has something to do with the disappearance, which then again, there's no evidence to help them.
Yeah.
And then the father-in-law, Josh's dad, photos of her naked and like
Hmm.
he didn't realize he didn't stop the recording and was trying to be like, I know that you want to be with me and like all this. And she's like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
basically, I'm like summarizing, but
Um,
basically, she's like, no, I don't want to.
uh, yeah.
His obsession with her, I did start wondering, like, did he do something? But I really think it was Josh because you left at midnight in a blizzard.
Yeah. I mean, did they really look into
And
where
your child said that
Stephen?
Susan went with y'all. Like, there's no way.
But was mommy sleeping during the trip?
Well, that's right, because he did. So the neighbor that came to eat was like, he made everybody's plate individually. So every time he made pancakes, he would make the pancakes, make the plate, and take it to the person. Like it had other things than
Right.
pancakes, but
Right.
he would make each individual one, which makes me wonder, did he poison her to get her to go to sleep that night? Because all of a sudden she didn't feel good. I, I don't know.
And so yeah, she disappears. They go camping, supposedly. They arrested Grandpa. Josh's dad in September of 2011.
which I feel like is a long time. But they had to get a warrant on his house. That's how they found out all the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because he made the comment something about, I think, her journals or something. And this is prime evidence. And they were like,
Thank you.
thank you. Now we can get a search warrant on your
Right.
house.
Yeah. So, yeah, so the disappearance happens like December of 2009. And then Josh moved in with his father in Washington. So they left Utah. They're living in
They
Washington.
left within not even a month.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
Josh
he
didn't have any
cashed out
income.
like some of her stuff. Cashed it out, like her retirement, he cashed
Mm-hmm.
out. Now I understand times are hard. I can understand that if you went from that income and you're trying to make, I don't know though if that justifies, and shouldn't there be like a death certificate? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But
Maybe he had one.
mm-mm,
No, because
nope,
when was,
nope. They didn't finalize it until
let's see. Oh, she was
in
there.
May 2013. They officially closed the investigation.
Yeah, but then it says there were calls as of March of 2018 to have her declared legally dead with the cause of homicide.
Uh, and that might be
So, but
because they did have like the trust or whatever for
mhm.
the money. I think he thought he was going to get that money.
So they closed their investigation, but they didn't. I don't know. I don't know. That's it's all very sad.
So let's go back. So the dad gets convicted because they find like photos of neighborhood girls
Mm-hmm.
where he has
Children, neighbor
peeped and tommed on
children.
them.
Yes.
And then also Susan of like her undressing and being creepy. Um, then the brother, Michael, which I find interesting. So I didn't know too much about Michael's involvement prior to him committing suicide, but he committed suicide like a year after
Mm-hmm.
Josh killed himself and the boys. I think he had a guilty conscience. I think there was something there. I think he knew if he ever got caught, he was the only person going down for it.
Yeah.
Because dad's dead, Josh is gone, boys are gone, and well, the boys wouldn't have anything to do with their death, but like he was the last standing person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I just, it's all so sad. So we can talk about the ending and how it ended
Mm-hmm.
with Josh. I mean, I remember listening to like the 911 call of the social worker that took the boys to the house because Josh did have um visitation.
He had
Yeah,
supervised
super yeah, I couldn't
visitation.
remember that name. Supervised visitation twice a week with the boys. And it happened where the social worker brought the boys over. He took the boys into the house, locked out the social worker. She
Right.
started calling 911. And
And they
that's,
gave her the runaround,
yeah, the
which pissed me
911
off
calls. I
in the
know.
911 call.
What? What's
Oh,
happening?
like, well, we'll try to get somebody out.
And
No,
no.
this is like he's not supposed to be alone with the children. This is a violation. Like he locked her out. He scooped the kids up, pushed them inside, and shut the door on
Yeah.
her. Like, no, somebody needs to get there ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
not like even if they would have got there sooner, I don't think there's anything that could have been done.
Yeah.
I think he had already made his mind up and he already had everything in place and ready
Well,
because he also stopped going. He didn't want to do visitation, supervised visitation, like at random places like they had been doing. He requested, hey, can you just come to my home? I have this house rented. And then this happens.
Yeah, no, he blew up the house with him and the two boys inside of it. And like the social worker calling 911 and trying to get them help. And then
Hmm.
this happens. Like,
And then as she's on the phone, it blows up
mm,
because they are not listening.
no.
They are not, she was like, no, I need somebody here now.
And with the history of this whole family, like, there should have been better checks and balances into his fitness to even see the kids.
Yeah.
Like, domestic violence should be a higher priority on everyone's list because it happens so often
Yep.
and it goes unreported so often.
Yep.
Like, it's a very, very sad tale of our society that we don't put a bigger emphasis on protecting people like that.
Well, I think sometimes people are like, oh, visitated, supervised visitation, like, oh, it's not really the person. It's, they blame something else. It's like, no, there is something wrong that puts that in place.
Yeah.
And for the supervisor, they do emphasize, like, you cannot let that child out of your sight. And that's where the kids went running. And I hate that for her because she didn't get a chance to be like, no, you're going to walk with me. And like maybe it could have been different, but also you have a man versus a woman. And I don't want to have like anybody can come for me on this, but he possibly could overpower her regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So why is there not two people going to these visits versus one person that there's one of her and two of the kids.
Yeah.
Like, why did we not have a supervisor for each child?
Yeah.
Because to an adult per child.
Especially when a violent history
Right. When the
is
court has
noted.
ordered this,
Yeah.
you should have one adult per child.
Yes. I 100% agree that.
Because in that event, you have double the force
Mm-hmm.
to try to make, like, they're not going to be able to pull something over as easily if you have two people fighting.
Right.
So, yeah. And it is, I don't think it's the social worker's fault.
Mm-mm.
I do believe that it is the whoever employed the supervision that they allowed and approved this to go from a public setting to a private setting. That should never been allowed. This could have been avoided.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I know there was a case against it about the fact that they did not take the right protocol, but I don't know what happened with that, but no money is gonna bring them back regardless.
No. And like, I feel awful for the families that live with this every single day.
Yeah.
The grief that they feel, like, that's real. Those people that they loved are gone. Those little boys are gone.
Yeah.
Like Susan. And Susan probably tried. She tried to do
Well,
things
he
to,
had scratches on him too that they
yeah,
never could prove, like where they came from. I'm pretty sure she fought them. And I hate that. And I hate that nobody, and I hate to say this, like, I don't know. Hopefully, there comes a day that this is solved, but it's went on for so long and they were like, well, he even made the comment to somebody, oh, I know how to hide a body. You put them in a mine shaft. Hello?
I know,
And they've been looking at them, so I can't say they haven't.
right?
But after so many years, and I don't know what kind of buildup, debris, or whatever goes into that,
Yeah,
like you may never find them.
no,
Even if you finally find the hole, are you going to find them?
no.
And that's hard.
It is very hard because, yeah, I know that I mean, outside of the actual investigators, like, I know people have gone to look too.
Oh, yeah,
There's
the
a lot of
Facebook page that I
people.
told you about, which you do have to answer questions, by the way, if anybody decides to join it. because of the fact that Josh and his brother created a fake account
No.
as a girl and joined it so they could keep up with like what was going on, which
Rest.
is also a red flag. Like, why are
Mm-hmm.
you creating a fake account to join your wife's disappearance?
Mm-hmm. See who's getting close.
Yeah,
Who's getting
where are they
close?
at? What are
Yeah.
they doing? Where are they looking at?
Do they know where X marks the spot? Because
Mm,
this is where I put it, like all of those awful.
this could go into like 3 episodes, I swear, because at first I was like, I don't know, like we're recovering what other people have covered, and but I hope that people, two things: awareness for her,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe somebody will find something, and that would be the hope. The other thing is just about domestic violence, and don't be afraid to report it. Don't be afraid that the person is going to find you. There's resources, there's avenues you can contact, please. Like, we'll even put it on our thing of like
Yep.
resources to contact, because there is a way out, and that person is not going to have control over you.
No. And like keep so I mean my thing lately has been like the squeakiest wheel gets the most attention. Like if you're in a situation where there's a domestic violence issue, be that squeaky wheel.
Yeah.
Don't don't let yourself be caught in the complacency of the situation. Like just get a detective's name, get an officer's name, and you call them.
Yeah.
Just bug them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you'll be annoying, but you'll be alive.
Well, that's right.
I'd rather be annoying and alive than silenced.
And I hate that she didn't have that courage or felt like that she could reach out, especially with 2 kids. Like, she wanted the best.
Well, and that's where like I feel that she probably got caught in the Mormon trap of things because when you get married in the temple, it's for time and all eternity.
Yeah.
You are then sealed forever with this person. And
Right.
even if you get a divorce civilly, you're still married in the church. You're still connected to them through the eternities. Like God will put you back together.
I
So,
don't think God would if like if you believe that God wants the best for you and that heaven is going to be this miraculous, wonderful place, why would you think that he would give you back to someone that damaged you, hurt you, destroyed you for eternity? Like, excuse me, that's what you call hell.
mm-hmm.
So are we saying God is hell? Like, girl, I don't want to get started on this. But that's what I think. I don't think that in that event, um, religiously, you would be tied to that person later in life.
I like your thoughts and beliefs. The Mormon church will argue with you.
And that's completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to prove that marriage even exists later. They can't. Like, they say it happens and this is how it's going to be, and you're going to go back to that person. Prove it. You can't. I don't know. You
Well,
don't know.
yeah, but when you get to that point in the resurrection and the eternal path of things, that person's going to be perfected. They're not going to be the same person they were in this
I'm gonna keep my 2 cents to myself.
life.
I
Yeah.
I respect everybody's beliefs, and everybody can believe in whatever they want.
Mm-hmm. Perfection. Eternal perfection.
And I hope that happens for them. I hope that that is where they're at. I hope I'm wrong. I do.
I no,
I honestly do.
I honestly think he should get his just desserts.
Mm,
And yeah, damn be because your religion's awful. Like, no, thank you.
mm-mm.
No, it's not how it works, people.
No, there's no proof of anything after this life. And that's what I stand on. And I hope that it's glorious. And I hope that I get to continue relationships with everyone. That's what I hope.
That's a good hope.
But there's nothing scientifically proven to me that that's going to happen. So,
there's nothing even religiously proved for it.
no,
No one can prove anything.
no. So I'm okay with it. I'm so I'm gonna make my earth life happy so that I'm not disappointed later. I don't know.
You hope for something good,
I
and
hope for the best.
yes, and I hope Susan is able to find rest and peace.
I hope that she's with her children, is what I hope.
Yes.
I hope that they got that moment. We don't know what happens after we're on, and hopefully they got that moment.
Mm-hmm. I really, really hope so. Because there's a lot of other notorious Mormons like we could talk about.
Yeah. We'll save that for another episode.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
And religion plays a big part in all of them.
They do. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, religion. Oh,
Meh.
meh.
Back cat.
Hey, we're at.
The cat is trying to get out. Trying to get out the window.
Yeah,
Stop scratching on the screen.
He's getting a bug or something, but
Now he's fighting with that.
he's
It's
fighting
cool.
with the pillow.
We're gonna throw
And yeah,
a
I'm gonna
cucumber
throw
at you.
another one at you. No, he's
Oh,
under.
now he's like, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
under
whoa.
attack.
Two. All right.
Okay.
Well, with that,
said, my empty cheers.
listen to Cold Podcast if you want to hear all the details about Susan Powell
Yes.
and follow that journey. And we hope that they're reunited.
I hope so.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to the Unfiltered Duo podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who might enjoy it too. You can follow us on all social media platforms for updates, behind the scenes, and more content. Got questions, feedback, or a topic you'd love for us to cover? Reach out at unfilteredduopodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep listening.